mais de 80 mil horas de avistamentos, 80 mil minutos de avistamento e audiência. E pessoas assistindo mais de uma vez. Isso quer dizer que tem cuidado de fazer anotações e querer aprender. Vacina, boa noite, obrigado por Limeira. Primeira vez que vejo seu nome. Obrigado pela audiência. Provavelmente estamos tendo de novo novas pessoas se inscrevendo no canal. Muito obrigado. Então, esses detalhes que nós salientamos no nosso trabalho é importante para todos que querem ter um conhecimento ufológico mais aprofundado. Essa é a foto mais recente que nós temos do nosso arquivo de Marziano Giampieri, quando chegou aos seus 60 anos de idade. Essa foto, inclusive, foi tirada depois que ele fez uma frase descrevendo os seres. E dá para a gente notar aí que no esgar, né, dos lábios, distender dos seus lábios, até algo que ele estaria impactado. Porque para Adriano, que mais
Daniel, what's up?
foi o tom, o formato alongado, até como se utilizou, vamos falar agora, como se fosse uma melancia, não da cor da melancia, mas o formato da melancia. E quando o ser se vestia,
Dolly, what's up? Yeah. Okay, my friends, I'm gonna do something. I'm still thinking. Good to see you, Dolly, my sister, love you. Shelly, much love, big hugs. Adrian, love you, brother. Roger, Sandra, Daniel, thank you for stopping by, my friends. Portuguese. On knees. See, too slowly. Okay, guys, I'm still looking. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna put my phones. Okay, so I can lie down, lie back. My back is killing me a little bit. I was in the garden. Okay, can you hear me, everybody? Can you hear me? Is it good? Okay, so let's put some other music just to chill a little bit. And I'm gonna read a little bit of the Fatima book. This book here. It's called Fatima and the Prophecies of Nostradamus. Fatima and the Prophecies of Nostradamus, okay? The fire is gonna start burning very soon. You can hear me good, my friends? Okay. Awesome. Beautiful. Brother Brills, you're never done. Okay, so my friends, this is chapter 3. Chapter 3, and it's called The Woman of Eternity and the Middle of the Country Cults. Okay? And there's a quote from Mrs. Gilda Mota that says, "Who knows if Fatima was important because it was a pronounce without a return of a new old interference of the sacred in our planet question mark. Who knows if the importance of Fatima is due to the possibility of the return of a state of consciousness that will lead us to an understanding of other realities and to the acceptance of a new order and a probable existence of a center of the world question mark. On the backstage of the construction of the secret of Fatima. What's up, Joa, my sister? White Combs, thank you for joining us on this evening Fatima sermon. Big hugs, my friends. Let's suppose that live again. Okay, suppose that we would live again in a few centuries and we had the knowledge of teletransportation, teleporting, anticipating the future. It would be our mission to prepare and transmit a secret of another distant culture. How would we proceed? After reflecting deeply, we could accept, not speak about our reality, but yes, about the contacted reality. For that, we would have to study its culture, its beliefs, and contact the soul of these beings. Let's not forget their future, uh, how'd you say? Do not forget your future predictions, but present solutions. Use an easy message, maybe some simple words. Psychology tells us um, psychology tells us that abstraction is only possible to be learned after 14 years old, even though after that age there are still people with difficulties to abstract. In rule, a word is associated to its representation. Then, if they talk to us of potatoes, surges arises in our brain an image of potatoes. But if you say the truth, we can digress. Indefinite images arise. For times we can, for times we can get symbols to identify abstractions. It is the case of justice that suggests since then an image of a woman with a scale and a cloth covering her eyes. The letters correspond to abstractions, and the first writing had a lot of characters. Okay, let me just change the music. Okay, we'll go to this one. Tim, love you, brother. Andrew, what's up, my brother? Andrew, it's gonna start. I just put some firewood, so it's gonna start. Joe and my sister. Yes, they uh, blessed was um one of the sisters, Lucy, that she was able to make it go forward, but she didn't tell the whole truth. And I got, so the whole truth is always going to be like a rumor. But I got this book here, guys. The Letters of Sister Lucy. Look at her with the Pope. Look, or the Bishop. So I do have this book here, guys. But I haven't started reading. You know why, guys? Because the book is, I think it's her writing. So it starts in 74. Either way, guys, we will do that sometime, okay? The Letters of Sister Lucy, okay? But I want to do this book first, and we're almost in the middle of it. So okay, so guys, this book is a little bit, how can I say, this is my bookmark. Okay, so guys, this is the map. Sorry, this is the map of Fatima. Okay, this is Portugal. Fatima is quite in the middle. Monsanto is on the right. Um, and Tumar. Tumar is a very big area of UFO sightings near Fatima. And possibly on the next UFO coffee in the morning, we're gonna do that case. It's a big one. We're gonna actually gonna do it today, but I didn't have time. Okay. Sorry. It's good now. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm only gonna read the important parts because it is not easy writing, I have to admit. Okay, the makers of Fatima over the years noted that Lucy did not understand the meaning of such words since she was already inventing secrets that had nothing to do. Possibly she was reflecting all of the people with difficulty on abstraction. Then they resolved to change the secret. Instead of words, um, giving an image that would be used as a key. However, therefore, um, providing a context. A context. When would they have done that? I am taken to believe that that happened on the beginning of 1944, possibly on the 2nd of January. How do I base myself? Searching documentation, we find following declarations written by Madre Cunha Matos, that was superior of Sister Lucy in Tui, Spain, and that had received such confidences, most intimate, from Lucy. Our Lady appeared to the Sister Lucy on the 2nd of January of 1944 Okay, so guys, this is much later than the Fatima. Okay, she was already in recluse. Okay, by the church. The lady asked her to write the third part of the secret. We needed more. Okay, so this area here, Hopkinson, what's up, my sister? Can you see this photo up here? This is Valinush, area of the apparition of the 19th of August. Interesting. This was another area later, okay? Hopkinson, what's up, my sister? Thank you for stopping by. Wayne, what's up, brother? Big hugs to Nick. Big hugs to Wayne. We needed more. Okay, it was then in 1944, 2nd of January, that Lucy got a piece of paper and wrote the third part of the secret. But she didn't wrote anything that she had heard from the lady. She wrote what she saw on an image, and she interpreted that vision in her way, in a sort of a nun of Catholic religion. In the beginning, the secret was only one, and there were some words. These words are following. Uh, uh, so sorry. Uh, how do I say this? She trusted us with some little words, telling us, "Don't tell this to anyone. You can only tell this to Francisco." Report of Lucy from 1922, written by her own wrist. Oh, beautiful. I love this. In summary, the secret of Fatima in the mouth of Lucy had had this evolution. 1917, she said it was these little words. In 1922, she continues to say little words. 1924, it's still little words. 1927, it transforms into two secrets. 1942, the secret is made up of three parts: a vision of images, hell, under brackets, plus some words, plus question mark, remain the secret. In 2000, the third part is the description of an image. Okay? Wait a second, guys. Mimi, what's up? So good to see you, Mimi. Big, big hugs to Florida, my sister. Oh, the fire has started. Look. Beautiful. Thank you, Mimi. Beautiful. I was gonna make another coffee. Mm, No, think. Yes, no, I had already. I can't have another one. Sorry. No more coffee tonight, guys. So tomorrow we continue with the coffee. That's why I wrote tea, but I forgot. Blazer, what's up, my brother? Okay, so let's say that it was in the beginning of the decade of 40s that Lucy altered or was taken to alter the initial secret of the little words to three parts, being the third part a description of an image that had been presented on the work of Joaquim Fernandes and Fina Darmada, this, this, the writer of this book. We demonstrate, on another book, sorry, we demonstrate that it, uh, sorry, we demonstrated the influence that were on the origin of these two parts of the secret that have arisen after Jesuit confessors had gone in the religious life of Lucy. Therefore, the content of these two parts is not in conformity with the revelations of 1917. Okay? The way that make us arise to these conclusions through our logic and not, oh, this is for my wife, and not saying things in a clear way. It is typical of Fatima. Then, on the 13th of October, this little lady, the Uranian, that it's called, it's, the little lady, uh, Mother of God, who knows, okay? The apparition said, "The war ends today." And knowing that it wasn't true, certainly for us, we will conclude that it wasn't Our Lady, because this one would never say such lie. I want only to say that you come back on the 13th of this month and you learn how to read, so I can tell you what I want to. This instruction was therefore necessary to understand the message. What type of instruction? Question mark. What was necessary to learn? Question mark. Once she was awakened to this form, vision, suggesting little words, what images to choose? Question mark. Not any image would would hit well, you know what I mean? So if it was us, how would we do it? Question mark. Before we go further, we have to use concrete images so that our readers and listeners understand the meaning of the words. Maybe a coded message of a prophecy. The inhabitants of Earth love. Sorry if I'm missing anyone. Devon, what's up? Rubberneck, my sister, good to see you. Okay, I'm sorry I'm not reading the chat very much, guys. I- If I get the phone closer to me, I'm kind of lying on the sofa. Look, no more lying. And I have my headlamp for the reading. Okay, so I've just stopped, look, by mistake. John P. loves it, my friends. Thank you for stopping by. Possibly tomorrow there won't be a UFO in the morning, but we'll return maybe after tomorrow, okay? But we're gonna do a little bit of Fatima, guys, because it is important you understand, okay? It is important you understand, guys, that Fatima is a little bit of a big UFO sighting, or oh, sorry, it's either a UFO sighting or it is advanced technology used by the West to promote religion, or religion was religion kidnapped the sighting that maybe was a pagan sighting. We're not sure, okay? The truth is that we're gonna talk about some interesting things now, okay? And remember, we're all learning, okay? And books are the best way to learn. And I'm not much of a reader, but these books I don't mind to read. Johnny Small Peppers. Banana. Okay, so the habitants of Earth love prophecies. They lose time with it. Even though they never happen, they love it. What do they love? They adore. It has to have blood, a lot of blood, death, a lot of death. Um, of course, that's what they know how best to do. All of its civilization is based in war. Added to that, the terrestrials come to their gods to be punished. They send evil, the Third World War, the pneumonics, floods, deviation of the axis of the earth, world world threats. Sorry, threaten to put the seas, um, swallowing the continents. A star that hits with Earth or the moon. Okay, the moon, that's me adding that, okay, because we do have an asteroid, a big one that's gonna hit the moon in 2031. And remember, guys, that the prophecy that some of my sources say is that 2040, the axis of Earth is finally gonna start tilting much more, and the floods, they're gonna send people to the mountains, okay? Remember, it's just a prophecy, okay? That's an added thing for me. So people who have snow, they may be alright, okay? You must be above 2,000 meters from what I've heard. Um, what else? Okay, after, there is also people who believe in Antichrist and on the 666 beast. Going back to the choosing of the image on the decade of the 40s, time of war and what prophecy to adopt, question mark, or best, knowing the future, what reality to choose, probably something not totally conquered, giving our readers and listeners the possibility of in the future being able to remedy their sins through the education and who knows, question mark, by the expansion of conscience, more or less the general genre of prevention that the doctors make when they treat a patient. Do not use prescription therapeutics. It will anticipate your end. In the confessionaries of other times, when after the first confession, the priests would show the children an image of hell, telling them that that would be their destiny if they did not behave well. As you can see, in different planes, the future situation can be amplified or distorted so that the people do not act unconsciously. Um, okay, so maybe we should choose an image, something that has to do with the chosen people to the reader, listeners, something related to the best of its history, love to earth, to, sorry, love to your um, hometown, discovery, Christian expansion, the way in which you mix or in a way in which other races can be mixed, where they could demonstrate their planetary side. Since now, something that in all of the sorry, um, now that we talk about it, we should do something in which the whole world participates, gets emotionally involved, so that it could resuscitate, reborn the best of the human being, an image that arises, a spiritual component, so that you can find the power of the prayer, the advantages of praying, meditating.
A prophecy. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Oh my god, I coughed to the mic. I'm so sorry, guys. A prophecy in which they can modify, alter the end. For example, so that they could find out if they have the world in their hands, the free will, having. Okay, so whatever she says next is not really interesting. Okay, so this is the house where Lucy lived in 78. Andrew, love you, brother. Okay, so guys, now there is a board where they talk. This board, guys, I'm gonna show you now, and I'm gonna read it to you. This board here on the top is really important, guys, okay? Really important, okay? Oh my god. No more. Let me change the music. Okay, this is from my brother, Super Dave. Okay, so this board, it's magic, guys, for you. You're gonna love it, okay? So make a clip of what I'm gonna tell you, okay, about Fatima. It has everything from the beginning to the end. And it starts with this. The apparition was a young between 12 and 14 years old, 1.1, 1.10 meters height. This was Fatima, the first apparition. This is related to the cults in the center of Portugal. The goddess Aragina Lusitana was a young as Proserpina Romana. They are very similar to Our Lady of Azania, okay? So this is a pagan cult that is very similar to Fatima, okay? Then, in May, the little lady came down from the skies, okay? On top of a disc platform. And this is related to in Monsanto, Our Lady of Azania comes down from the top of the mountain until the Matrix, which is another little town, okay? In May, okay? This is the same. They related to it. Afterwards, they say, dressed in white and with golden ropes around the waist and the wrists, okay? I'm not sure if it's around the wrists as well, but it's definitely around her waist. And this is related to a boy or a girl were imperator, um, emperors of the Holy Spirit, the third Christian. The fourth Okay, so sorry. I forgot I did wrong. Okay, guys. Dressed in white and with golden ropes around the waist. This is related to the cults in the center of Portugal. The eight little girls from the party of Our Lady of the Heights of the Skies are dressed in white and with gold around the neck. Okay, so this is another pagan cult related to Fatima. Another characteristic, the fourth um, medium saw a girl or a boy, and this is related to a boy or a girl were emperors of the Holy Spirit, the third Christian. This is another pagan cult, apparently. The four girls are ordered to pick up the supports. So, uh, in Fatima, there are those. How can I say it? It's kind of it's the Our Lady of Fatima sculpture, kind of big, and then she's connected to some uh, poles of wood, and then four girls and four boys have to carry this woods, these rods, big rods of wood with Our Lady on top. And this is related to a tradition very old that demanded taking away the image from the altar was made on the presence of a woman in Monsanto. So this is very old tradition, demands taking the image from the altar to be made in the presence of a woman. The fourth medium saw Our Lady of the Pains over the tree, okay, in Fatima. This is related to in Tumar, the party is the reminiscence of a party to the goddess Ceres, the Our Lady of the Pains from the Romans. So do you see the similarities, my friends? It will come Our Lady of the Pains with an arch of flowers around her. The eight, this is related to a pagan cult where the eight little girls dressed in white, the party of Our Lady of the Heights in the Sky, they wear flower crowns, okay? Our Lady of the Pains with an arch of flowers around. In Monsanto is related to in Monsanto the Lycus procession stops in areas previously marked by circles with flowers. The Iranian, this is Fatima again, the little lady appeared over a tree. This is related to the pagan cult. The procession has to stop next to trees. Fatima, the rosary. The cult is related to the cults in the center of Portugal where they use circles of flowers. It looks like the rosary. Three little kids, the three parts of the secret, Lux, the rosary, the three images of the sun is related to the pagan cult in the center of the culture in Tumar, woman in white brings bread and flowers. The Holy Spirit is the third Christian. The lady was the light. This is Fatima again. The lady was the light. She blinded. Onin, what's up? Big hugs. This is related to the pagan cult in the center of the country. Fatima exists in the old Lusitania. Fatima again. The lady appeared in the field, talked about hell, and made some cures along the sightings all over the months. She made cures to the people who were there. That's why more people started appearing because people wanted to be healed of different things. And remember, my friends, at this time, cultural things like being gay was seen as a disease, and people all over with mental problems as well, they went there to be cured. Uh, this is related to Aragina Lusitana was the goddess of agriculture, hell, and a doctor as well. So as you can see, guys, Aragina Lusitana was a goddess where she look at this, look how smart the god, she looked to what we eat, hell, and a doctor. So basically what you eat will lead or not to hell, and being a doctor as well. So the medicine, you know what I mean? Fatima again. Lucy said that the lady came dressed in white. This is your music, Andrew. Lucy said that the lady came dressed in white, asked her to make two of those little rods with the little lady on top. One you take plus three little girls as you dressed in white, and the other one will be taken by Francisco and three little boys as him to wear a white cape. This is what the little lady said to Lucy, okay? And this is related to the cults in the center of Portugal where the ladies, okay, so Tomar, I'm probably gonna visit Tomar sometime, guys, okay? Tomar and Monsanto. Okay, let me just check. Okay, so this is the area. Okay, so guys, Tomar is next to Fatima, so it may not be very expensive, but Lausanne, I've been there before with my wife. Castelo Branco is quite nice. Lausanne is very nice, and Monsanto. Monsanto is mainly Masonic, okay? Maybe a little bit expensive. Tomar, I'm not sure, but I'll check it. Santarém is a little bit south. Okay, so it's not very far away from Carlos, so we may be able to meet Carlos. If you get me stay, Carlos, for me and and 4, we may go there. But I'd love to go to Tomar because there's a big sighting there we're going to do tomorrow, or maybe not tomorrow, after tomorrow. And Monsanto, I'd like to go there as well, to Monsanto. It's near Spain, near White Castle. It's a nice area, guys. I've heard. Okay, let's continue. So basically, what Lucy was told by the lady is the same of another cult in the center of Portugal in Tomar, where the ladies of Tomar have to carry some trays dressed in white. The 8 little girls of Lausanne veneer Our Lady of the Heights of the Skies with a white dress and white shoes. In Azores Island, the parties of the Holy Spirit, the scepter and the crown are transported by little girls dressed in white. Okay? So, as you can see, my friends, how, guys, tell me, how does a little illiterate girl receive such messages which are, as we are checking now, they are identical to cults that have existed in the center of Portugal for many years before Christianism, maybe. Okay? Maybe, guys. I'm not sure, okay? We're gonna get to that. Okay, so notes. Okay, so this is where they got the information. The books of Fina Dharmata, documents of priests, uh, people who worked on the service of Fatima, Fina Dharmata, Joaquim Fernandes, Parochial Enquiry, 1970, 1980s. Um, Talking about the, how do I say this? The terrestrials have a big, um, it's not addiction, it's like terrestrials tend to see negativity on prophecies, okay? For centuries, it was attributed the worst of the world, and that beast sometimes circled by the idea that 666 would be the www of computers. It has some logic. In truth, this 6 is Arabic, and when it was written, the apocalypse under brackets, the apocalypse was written on a lovely, beautiful Greek island, even though without water. The Romans are the lords of the world. If they showed someone the characters www and the mediums only knew the Roman numeration, they would not see VI question mark. Okay, I don't know what they mean by this, guys, but chapter 4. Let me see how much we have, guys. We already did 1 hour, okay? We're gonna do a little break, my friends. And then we might do another chapter. We're gonna fly through this chapter, okay, my friends? It's about 5 pages. It's quite a lot. Damn it, it's big. Okay, this is the. Oh, you've seen her. This is the photo of Sister Lucy. CP, my sister, much love. Hope you're doing well, my sister. Sending much love to my sister, Mama Bear. I hope you're resting good, Mama Bear. Please get well soon for us. We love you, Mama Bear. Big, big hugs. Okay, so guys. Ouch. Okay, so guys, we have a president already. Portugal has a president. It's the guy from the left that I was talking to you about. He won with the double the number of votes, and I didn't even vote. So imagine. Brother Seven. the day. Ba-da-ba-ba. I'll watch the break. I'll watch the break of the Super Bowl to see the UFO adverts they're using this year. Hmm? Terry, what's up? We're doing Fatima tonight, brother Terry. What's up, Matao, my brother? We started with your music. Great to see you. Hope you had a great weekend. You still having? Everybody, check my brother. What's up? We'll prevail. Tá? Tolga, what's up? Thank you for joining us, my brother. Everybody connect with each other, please. Thank you so much for being here. We're good. Thank you very much. Yes, that's it, Andrew. Brother Ryan from Friends with Monster. We love him. It's quite easy. Friends with Monster. You can't miss it. let's continue. Okay, so guys, I don't know what we can do, but we'll do a little bit and we'll see. I'll try and just talk about the more important things. Before the Vatican revealed the containing of the third part of the secret, written to by Lucy in January 1944, Professor Geraldus Freire presented an hypothesis of interpretation. This professor of University of Coimbra, sorry, he has dealt a lot of years with documentation of Fatima. It is natural that by intuition he would have captured ideas that emanated from the documents. A certain spirit, messages, fluids. The investigator seems to possess antennas. He receives and reads more than the words are expressed. In this form, Professor Geraldus Freire suggests that the third part would only make sense if it had to do with Portugal. The lady had appeared here and did not come down on this territory to say something that would respect to a distant people. Other than that, like it has been embossed in the culture of the Holy Spirit that believed that a third part should contain the connection of Portugal to its ultramarine world, said to the discovery and the expansion of its ideals of Christianity, believing in the apparition of Maria of Nazareth, and on the second part of the secret that talked about the mistakes of Russia. This astounding professor had intuition that it should refer to the fact that we had taken away God from the Constitution and from communism, having expanded on the ex-colonies of Portugal, looking to the tendency of the politic parties that at that time had the power, comma, on the new independent countries, the ex-colonies of Portugal, okay? Professor Geraldis also looked on top of the key, looked to the sky like a key to the safe to the house of Iria. He connected the secret of Fatima to celestial phenomena. Sorry about the music. To the cosmos He looked to document himself over the observation of strange cases seen in the sky. He made a connection of the secret with a phenomenon seen on the 21st of January in 1976, in which some saw a five and others saw the the agricultural tool for the communism. Okay, so some people saw five and others saw that tool for the communism flag. After after all, it was a natural phenomenon. In summary, 23 years before the divulgence of the third part of the secret by the Vatican, it intended that that part of the secret of Fatima should be related with Portugal, with its Christian expansion over the world, and by and with phenomenon unexplained celestial phenomenon. It made sense considering that the young of light should know geography. It was a notable interpretation, the most logical that is known. However, since the beginning of the apparitions, it is believed that the secret of Fatima should be something bad: wars, floods, a lot of blood, the Third World War, the end of times, the end of the Pope. Our Lady of Fatima should be, sorry, would have been, um, how can I say, like, one of the kings that brings a present, but instead she brings disgrace. Okay? She came down from the sky to announce that these naughty children would be all be punished by going into the a dark room as a punishment. Okay, so let's go to point number one. It talks about the journey of the text of Lucy. But before we get to its interpretation by Professor Geraldis, he relates to us the different steps since the order given by Lucy to write the secret until it arrives in Rome. Then we get to know that the redaction of the third secret was not only a spontaneous act of the main witness medium, Lucy. It only happens after superior determination. Okay? So the Vatican, the Pope, would give its final, how can I say, its final verdict of what this secret would be contained. Okay? Okay, so then they show this priest here and they say, Priest Galamba of Oliveira, witness of objects in 1917, incentivated the redaction of the third part of the secret.
Waffle symphony, sweet and fried. Took a bite, felt the love in every line. Danced around my kitchen like it's divine. Brazen now waffle to morning shine. Oh, everybody
John P.
harmony
loves you.
of dreams. In my chorus of waffle supreme. Each note rising like sunbeams. Turning my night.
Sorry, I'm eating some how do you call them? Okay, these. Okay. Okay, so my friends, Lucy got sick very badly, okay? In June of 1943, she reached a stage that at the end of September, the next, she had to be surgically intervened in Pontevedra Hospital. Mm, okay. So this priest, Galamba, he feared Lucy was by a string, okay? She was close to her death. Sorry, Sister Lucy called this priest because she feared that her end was close. This priest talked with the bishop of Leiria to give the order to Lucy to write the third part of the secret. Don Jose Alves Correa de Silva visited Lucy sick, still in Tui in Spain, on the 15th of September. He expressed her the wish that if she wanted, she could write what it was missing. Uh, a little bit after, on a letter in the middle of October, he orders her to write the secret. Do you understand, my friends? So she was under strain already. Lucy took to accomplish the determination imposed, or if justified by her disease or by natural spiritual factors. On Christmas Day of 1943, she had not written the secret yet, manifesting to her director, her spiritual director, reluctance on writing. Okay. Chief, my brother, what's up? Good to see you, my brother. Hope you're doing well. Following the witness of Madre Cunha Matos, it was necessary for the lady to appear again in Tui to Sister Lucy. And on the next day, on the 3rd of January of 1944, Lucy finally writes the best to describe an image that was presented to her. As it happened by a TV screen on a wall, on the 9th, she sent a letter to the Bishop of Leiria communicating him that the order was accomplished. Professor Geraldus continues, the situation of time of war and the nature of the written have advised her that the letter should be sealed and that it contained the paper with the secret should be sent to a trustworthy person. The occasion happened on 17th of June of 1944. Lucy, with a sister Dorothea, came to Valença of Minho. There they went to the meeting with Mr. Bishop of Gurza, Don Manuel Maria Ferreira da Silva, accompanied with his brother Monsieur José Manuel and Reverend Priest Vernocci. Then, at the service of the Society of the Missionaries of Cucujange, the secret was taken. Oh my God! What? This is worse than the Olympics. And then it was taken to the Bishop of Leiria, that brought it to Leiria, where he kept it somewhere there. It's called the Passo Episcopal. Thank you, my brother. It was agreed that by the death of Don Jose, the sealed letter should pass to the hands of the Cardeal Patriarch, not having to be opened before the 1960s, unless Lucy would pass. Meanwhile, on the sorry, on the Fatima literature, it is read that the bishop would never open this letter, never feel curiosity, and he died unknowing the message of the letter. Meanwhile, the years were passing, times were changing, the wills changed. Oh, damn it, sorry. The sleep in which the secret, the sleep in which the secret drown was awakened, and the secret had, sorry guys, the secret had to have another pathway. Geraldus tells this form of the famous letter which human curiosity made Fatima to do a worldwide sanctuary and took others and other interventions and prophetic calamities. On the 13th of May, 1955, Cardinal Ottaviani, prefect of the Holy Office, presided the ceremonies of Fatima. On the 17th, he visited Coimbra and talked with Sister Lucy in Carmelos. It was on the year of 1956 that the Holy Office asked through Nunciature of Lisbon a photocopy of all the manuscripts of Lucy existing. Okay, I'm not going to continue this. Okay, so the secret ended up going to the Vatican, being Don Fernando the, the carrying of that secret. It is thought that Pope Pio the 12th could have read the secret, but John the 23rd read it certainly in 1959, such as Cardinal Ottaviani. The earth turned a few more times, and in 67, 11 February 67, the Cardinal made a declaration to the world. He said that the Pope understood the text in Portuguese and then put it inside another writing. He sealed it again and put it on one of those archives that are like a well, in which the letter falls until the end. The very dark end, and nobody ever sees anything else. From here, it is difficult to say now where is the secret of Fatima. We have to clear out that the declarations of the Cardinal Ottaviani in 67 were directed to journalists, and very often, as we know, they are full of lies. And the news to be news has to be bad. And its aim was to reduce the panic left from the fake third secrets panic, okay, which multiply and speculative, containing always disgraces. There are versions in which it is said that people that knew what the secret contained became kind of oh my god, Jack Valet talks about this. They kind of lost people who knew the secrets. They were cursed in a way. On a book written by Jack Valet, it is read, the man that I know is worthy of credit obtained a description interesting of the scene that followed to the opening of the Message of Fatima, made in 1960 by John the 23rd. This happening happened in secret in an office in Pontifex, but a secretary was observing the cardinals when they left the Holy Father. They had in their face an expression of horror. Raising from their seat, the secretary approximated a prelude that he knew very well. He was sweet, but energically pushed by the cardinal that rushed and crossed his path like a man that has just seen a spectre or a ghost. Knowing now, us, what the third part of the secret contained, we can evaluate the worrying of the cardinals and the people present to be a worthy prophecy. It is announced that the Pope would be killed together with a lot of people, all with social conditions, and a city would be destroyed, certainly imagining that it could only be Rome, and then the Vatican would go together. It would be the end of the times of the Pope. There was a lot of prophecies that were similar and worthy of credit, such as one attributed to the Pope Pio X. It is said that in the 1909, when when he was doing an audience, he fell in trance. When he recovered his consciousness, he declared, "What I saw was terrible. I or my successor, the Pope, will abandon Rome, and then he will leave the Vatican. He will have to walk sober over the dead bodies of his priests." Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think this was the third part of the secret, guys, was the falling of the church. Okay, so guys, one of the reason why I'm doing this today about Fatima is because it is very similar to the files of that E guy that it said that he ran away to Israel. You know that it's not Diddy, the other guy, the guy supposedly that killed himself, but there's a picture of him in in Israel. Okay, let's go back to this, okay, my friends. What we're gonna do, guys, I'm gonna have to end this very soon. We're already almost at 2 hours, and there's still a part three in this chapter, and a part four, and a five. So we're gonna do this, but maybe another time, okay? But I had to talk about this today. Why? Because this does relate to the case, okay? Wayne Big Hugs. Uh, Knowers certainly of this prophecy will not scare the fear and worry of the cardinals, the Pope, and others that read the third secret in 1959. John the 23rd did not want to torment the world. After all, he would not be the only one struck, and on the 8th of February 1960, the agency ANI, by a dispatch of Rome, informed that the secret of Fatima, instead of what was announced, would not be revealed. The reasons invoked would be the following: Sister Lucy is still alive. The Vatican already knows the containing of the letter. Third, even though Church recognizes the apparitions of Fatima, it does not wish to keep the compromise of guaranteeing the truthfulness of the words of the three mediums, little kids, that said that the Virgin Mary had talked with them. On these circumstances, it is very probable that the secret of Fatima may be maintained forever under absolute sigillium. Já está, vou acabar. The letter with the secret rested, uma frase, rested on the secretary of the popes, or in a well very deep until the year of 2000. So guys, we're we're not gonna end it today, but on Tuesday we're gonna reveal the secret of the third revelation of the third secret on Tuesday. Okay? And then we'll maybe do the UFO story on Thursday or Wednesday. Let's see how it goes. 7, love you, brother. 7, Tuesday, we're coming back to this, okay? John P. loves you, my friends. Have a beautiful evening. John P. loves you. What's up? Check my description of my channel and send me an email so we can talk and we can arrange a date maybe this week or next week. This weekend I may already have an interview next weekend. Okay? John P. loves you, my friends. connect, my friends. Thank you for the supports. Okay, I'm gonna wait until 3 more likes, okay? Everybody, 3 more likes. That's my age. Three more likes, my people. Three more likes. In the lounge. Shining bright. 3 more likes. Two more, my friends. Thank you. Blazer, my brother. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, Roger, brother. One more, my friend. Fauna. Yeah, guys, I have one more like and I go because my wife wants to sleep, okay? Keeping his wife awake at night is not funny. Mais like. No more coffee tonight, man, or else I won't sleep. One more coffee. One more like. Thank you for being patient with me today, guys. One more like, my friends. prosperity inside. Together we will find come down the stairs.
In Nash Landing, on throwback Thursdays where the past comes alive and boys play. Good friends by my side, we laugh and we play, learning about our heritage day by day. From the old town square
One
to the
more.
saloon, we step back in time to a sweet country tune. The stories of our ancestors in bloom, cultural treasures shining under the moon.
Gather
Gather
round.
round on this hallowed ground in the heart of the South, where legends are found with the smell of fried chicken and fresh homemade pie. The air is filled with joy as the hours fly by.
Rubberneck, my sister. We need one more like so I can go to bed. Rubberneck, my sister, big hugs. Seven is my beautiful brother. You're gonna love him. Okay, one more like, my friends, and then we're good to go. Love is true. Let me go up here. Did I play yours? Yes. Brother Seven.
So proud, it is hot, your shadows cry, guided by the light so true, on the path for
Me
me
and
and
you.
you. Light of truth will
One
show
more
the
like,
way,
my friends.
on the
Come on.
night
We're
into
almost
the
at
day.
2 hours.
See through our hearts will sail, with love and peace we will prevail. In the morning's golden glow, Father Seven's wisdom flows. With each step we
Oh
find
my
our
god, the
faith,
phone is
love and
burning.
light will fill the
Wow.
way. Light of truth will show the way,
The phone is
from the
burning.
night into the day. Sweet through our hearts will sail, with love and peace we will prevail. With every song and every prayer, feel the love that's in the air. Brother Seven's journey bright guides us through the
One more, my friends. Nibiru, Brother Seven. No, Roger. What I do is I always put some wood before I go to bed, but I do turn off the air, so it's a very slow burn when I'm sleeping. Okay. I always leave a li- I let the window a little bit open, just a little bit. Will prevail, will prevail. 41. Thank you. We got it. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, my friends. Thank you. We got it. We got it, guys. Guys, thank you very much, guys. Yes, this book, you're gonna love this, my brother Seven. Oh, yes, awesome. 42, even better. My friends, hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you for everything, and hope you enjoyed. We may be doing a few at night, but it's hard because my wife, she wants to sleep, and my voice wakes up the baby. That's a little bit, and the music. So, my friends, John P loves you.